Fix my family. Fixing your family is probably the hardest thing you will ever attempt to do. Truth is, some of us done gave up. And we just simply say it is what it is. We got to stop lying to ourselves, pretending that everything is all right. I said before, you look at Facebook and you just see all these pictures and whatnot. Shake somebody's hand and say, some people just take good pictures. And you got to be honest, can I get a witness? Some folk will be catching all kinds of hell, and then you bring out a camera, you are divided against yourself. You are your own worst enemy. Those of your own household are against you. You are a divided house. The enemy is within the family. The enemy is right there in the family. I said last week, and I'm going to say it again. You ain't stressed until you are stressed by your family. We could have more. We could be successful. We could go more. We could see the world. But our problem is we don't agree. We're not on one accord. It's always family business. I told y'all the other day, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you see Trump. Yeah. What you think you looking at when you see him? This is family business. You see all of them ugly Trumps he brought with him? Not all of them, but especially the men. Them some ugly dudes, ain't they? You see them? He don't care nothing about that. They family. He don't care nothing about them having no degree or no expertise in the field. He don't care nothing about that. I'm coming up in here with my family. Yeah. The Bushes is a family. Yeah. The Clintons are a family. This is family business. Yeah. Yeah. Clinton took 8 years and then worked his head off to try to get his wife another 8 years. Yeah. The first Bush worked his head off, took 4 years, and then got 8 years for his son. So did. And then they ran Judd, but they had just ran out of Bush love. But this family, do everybody understand what I'm saying? This family business, when you go to Walmart, that's a family business. When you go to J.C. Penney's, that's a family business. When you go to Walgreens, that's a family business. When you get a Hallmark card, that comes from the Hallmark brothers. That's a family business. Tell the truth. So if your family is messed up, do you see what the problem is when you try to compete with people who understand the family dynamic and how to move as a family? Satan came in and he worked to divide Adam and Eve. He brought in division and separation. So instead of them being on one accord, the enemy came in with confusion and they separated. That's the first breakdown of the family, is to break down the man and the woman and create a war between the males and the females, so that the females hate the males and the males hate the females. Now we tolerate each other because of certain needs that we have. We just can't deny the needs. The needs make us come together because we can't deny we got a need. But as far as really loving each other, we are like Tyler Perry's theme, I Can Do Bad all by myself. We never know how deep God is. Can I get a witness? We never know where our blessings are going to come from. Is I got anybody in here that grew up calling somebody mama who wasn't their mama? I got anybody in here who grew up calling somebody daddy who wasn't their daddy? No, talk back at me. Has anybody in here been raised by somebody who was not their blood mama or blood daddy, but they still took care of you and treated you like you was their own? See, the family can only succeed if we work together. See, our hatred of each other is costing us too much money and too much time. That's why we ain't got nothing. Can I get a witness? Hate, shake somebody's hand and say, hate costs, man. The fact that we can't come together and do business, I told y'all last week, we can dance together and party together, but God help us if somebody mentioned, let's do business together. Oh, you can cha-cha-cha to the left, cha-cha-cha to the right. The whole family can get on the floor and just party. And nobody said, no, I want to go to the left. They said, slide to the left. No, nobody, I want to go to the right. No, nobody say that. Everybody just go on to the left. And turn it around. Everybody, I don't hear nobody say, I don't want to turn around. No, I don't hear you saying that. You can party together. You can go to the boat together and gamble together, but you can't come together when you need to come together to be able to discuss the affairs of the family. You hate each other so much that you're not willing to go through some tension. Don't you know to fix your family, it's gonna create a little tension? Don't you know it's gonna be a little stressful to get it together? Can I get a witness? It's going to take some humility and some power. Can I get a witness? You ain't always right. I wish I could preach like I want to. Shake somebody and say, you ain't always right. Now, I'm going to tell you today, in case ain't nobody else told you to your face. Shake somebody and say, you ain't always right. You ain't got all of the answers. You got a piece. You got a part, but you don't see the whole thing. In order to see the whole thing, we have to come together. Where 2 or 3 touch and agree, I'll be a God in the midst. He didn't give it all to you. Gave you a piece. Can I get a witness? What's the sum total of the wealth of the family? I said, what's the sum total of the wealth of your family? What's the sum total of the houses in your family? What's the sum total of the educational level in your family? What's the combined wealth of your family? If all of you all was on one accord, how wealthy are you? How many houses do you control? How much land do you own? How many business do you have? What is the combined wealth, intellect, spirituality, power of your family? If you were on one accord, how strong? I'm preaching if you don't say nothing. How strong would your family be? If you could work together.